Hello AOS fans, it's me Pete, and this week we're coming to you with another deck review, and this is for the Hunt. I am up against Robin now, and it's going to be a best of 3, so we shall see how I get on with this, and it's my first game with Hunt and Robin's first game with Mollog and his mob. So this is the deck I've picked. There are no restrictions, there are no holds barred, we are allowed to do whatever we like with this, within restriction of the bar list of course. So what have I gone for? So let's start with the objectives as always. I've gone for Alone in the Dark. Now whilst I do have 6 people, quite a large warband, I'm hoping I can spread them out quite a bit for the most part, and I should be able to easily score that because I do have a few manoeuvrable cards in there as well to help spread me out if the need arises. I then have Cover Ground, move 6 hexes, instant score. I reckon I can pull that off with some of the other cards I've got in my deck. Escalation, 3 or more upgrades. If I'm losing it's great because Robin will play a load, if I'm winning it's great because I'll play a load, and it's 2 glory. Thank you very much. I then got Making a Statement. Now the push of this deck is a bit like the Reaver's deck that I made a little while ago. It does focus on trying to get Making a Statement and destroying that objective, and I will come on to that when I do. If I can get that one, that's 3 glory, potentially for just having one person sitting on an objective. I'm hoping that Robin might place the objective such that I can then use some of my manoeuvring to get into position, and he might just think it's not worth going after that one person sitting on one objective and then forego the 3 glory. I then have Precise Use of Force. I have a range of damage in this warband from 1 to 3, possibly 4 with a few upgrades, maybe even 5. So I reckon I can use Precise Use of Force pretty easily, and it's instant score. I then also have Supremacy. Pretty much a given in any really manoeuvrable warband, especially this one. I think grabbing objectives may be their thing, so this is what I'm going for in this deck. I then have Magical Apotheosis. You score immediately if you cast a spell which is successful that requires 2 or more successes. Well, I've got several spells in here, so I'm hoping that one should be pretty easy to pull off. The next is Oath of Supremacy. I've got Supremacy, I've now got Supremacy Supercharge. The difference with the Oaths is if you reveal it at the beginning of your first activation in the round, if you score it at the end you get an extra glory. So possibly if I can reveal that at the beginning, score it at the end, along with maybe also having Supremacy itself, that's 7 glory in the bag. I then have Extreme Flank, pretty much a given in any warband as numerous and as speedy as these guys. Then Frugal, if I've got 3 unspent glory, I get another one. Well, I'm hoping I can get that once I've scored a few other, I've had a bit of run of some of my objectives, scored a few other ones, I can do that before I have to spend any of my upgrades. I then have Martyred, my guys are squishy, they will probably die, so I might as well get glory if one of those dies first in a round. And the last one is Scorched Earth. Now this goes hand in hand with Making a Statement. I score it immediately if my warband removes an objective from the field of battle. It's a score immediately, there's not a lot that Robin can do to stop it. All I've got to do is make that casting roll, and I'll come on to that, but I'm hoping that should be fairly doable. So those are my objectives. Let's see one of the Gambits to help me score that glorious glory. Well, the first one is Distraction. Hopefully I can shove Robin around on the field a bit, and then that will help me to get where I need to be without him getting in my face. Jewel of Wits next. Always take this in a 22 card deck, and this is no exception. Sidestep, again, manoeuvrability is key for these guys, so I want to be able to shove my guys around whenever needed. Spores of Battle. My guys inspire when they get an upgrade. I might not have the glory to hand to start with, but I might want to inspire someone. Spores of Battle is a given in that situation. It's a double whammy, you get the upgrade and it inspires them. And then I have Quick Advance. It's a bit like Sidestep, but it's even better because you can move 2 guys, just not your leader. Great for a manoeuvrable warband who wants to get around and jump onto those objectives. I then have Brutal Sacrifice. If I've got one guy standing next to somebody else, I can pick an upgrade, kill one of the guys, and put the upgrade on the other. I'm not sure about it. Killing one of my guys off seems a bit counterintuitive, but it does give me another free upgrade and also instant inspire, so the dog may be about to get chopped up for that one. And then Dark Destiny. Play during an attack action that would take one of my guys out on a defense roll of shield or crit. They take no damage, are not driven back, and are not taken out of action. It's a bit like Last Chance. Odds are slightly worse on it, but it's a nice warband specific card, so you could take that and Last Chance to give you a double whammy for defense. I then have Abyssal Sunmaking. This is the one I need to be able to score Making a Statement and Scorched Earth. If I get this out, Rolling a Lightning means the spell's cast and I can remove an objective within 4 hexes from the field. After that, Abyssos Withering, another spell, 1 lightning. If the spell is cast, choose an enemy fighter and they get their wounds reduced by 1. Very handy against high wound models that. Especially Mollog, because he only inspires if he takes 3 wound tokens. This doesn't add a wound token, so it gets him a little bit closer to death before he would inspire. Then Razormaw Swarm, I'm not sure about this one. Could be a bit harder to cast because you do need to roll a crit, but once she gets inspired, she's a level 2, and I can possibly boost her to a level 3. Scatter 3 hexes from the casting hex. Any fire in those hexes takes 2 damage. That could potentially be a lot of damage if you can hit someone on each go. And Sorceress Riposte. Gambit spell, 2 lightnings, and it's a reaction. Play this after an attack action targets the wizard and fails. If you cast a spell, then they take 2 damage. Again, 2 damage is pretty nice. It's the 2 successes spell that I need to be able to score Magical Apotheosis, and I reckon I can get that one off pretty nicely. So those are my Gambits helping me score that glorious glory, and what am I going to do with that? Well, here are the upgrades that I'm going to buy. First one I have is Acrobatic, pretty much giving in any warband that rolls dodges, put this on somebody, give them another dodge. Putting this on my guys, obviously all of my upgrades will inspire them, which makes them that little bit better. Next one is Awakened Weapon. They don't do too bad on their attacks, but they don't roll many dice, so I'd rather have something in there that's going to give me a bit more chance to hit somebody by giving a reroll. Deathly Fortitude next. Anything that gives me more wounds is great. -2 wounds, a bit painful, but I move pretty fast. Path to Glory is next. If somebody already has an upgrade and I put this on them, they get +1 wound and +1 dice on their attack actions. The +1 dice is very nice, as is the wound, but they do already need to have an upgrade. Then Trained Killer. It's one specifically for the dog, but it's a reaction. Whenever Olo attacks someone, you can move the dog up to 2 hexes, but they have to end up nearest to the attacker to give you that extra assist. Could be very handy. Then Arcane Savant. I'm going to put this on Thedra before she inspires to make her a level 2 wizard, and then she'll inspire and go up to level 3. Thank you very much. Bag of Tricks next. This looks like it could be a fun card, and I would just put it on somebody to sit in the backfield, and then maybe if I've got a bit of breathing space, I can use that to pull out the card I really need, which will probably be Avasof's Unmaking. Blessing of Victrix next. An innate lightning just means that guarantees me being able to cast most of my spells because they all need 1 lightning for the most part, or at least 1, so that really increases my chance of pulling that off. Fameway Crystal after that, increasing my movement and giving me the ability to get anywhere I need, hopefully to help me with making a statement. And then Great Fortitude and Great Strength. I want my guys to hit a bit harder once I want to start attacking with them, and I want them to survive a bit longer so they can get inspired so I can start attacking with them. Both of these cards should help me there. So that is my deck. I'm going for the Making a Statement. I want to try and get rid of that objective. I'm going for the Supremacy. I really think that this deck could earn me a lot of glory, especially with Oath of Supremacy and some of the other instant scores I've got in there. So let me know what you think. It's my first deck with the Hunt. I'm not sure how good it's going to be, but I'm pretty quietly confident that this is going to be a nice deck for me. It's got a nice couple of cards in there. It's got some maneuverability with my Gambits, and my upgrade should really help boost me. Let me know what you think. What are your must-haves? What are the ones you would never take in a million years? And this is a best of 3, so once you watch the first game, if you are one of our Patreon supporters, you will get the second and possibly third games, but YouTubers won't. And if you're listening to this and you're really interested in seeing those best of 3s, those games are already on Patreon now because they get them a week early, so if you want to go and sign up now, you will get them straight away. I shall see you soon in the Mirrored City. Bye!